time for Moto Hop on Air.
Welcome to episode 41.
What have we done?
Recording this Wednesday, May 13th at 9:28 p.m.
Yay, ahead of schedule.
Are we ahead of schedule?
It's before 10 o'clock.
Well, I'll take it then.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Wednesday, halfway through the week.
What is it, 2.5 weeks since last?
Yeah, something like that. 2 weeks-ish. Yeah, probably 2.5.
Better than 4 months.
Yeah.
So that's in the upswing.
Well, and the exciting part is...
Ooh, there's an exciting part.
This is the end of our contractual obligations for the year, according to Sleepy.
Yeah, Sleepy said we only have to do 2 a year in order to be valid.
Yeah, so second one, yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time, only 2 a year.
Yeah, get to take the rest of the year off. Craziness.
If anyone wants to rent our studio, let us know.
Yeah. Yes, coming to you on a delayed live recording from Moto One Podcast Studio East, bottom floor.
Very bottom floor.
Yeah.
So, what do you got? What's in your cup?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to put what's in your cup at the top of our notes. I have my typical 3-drink distribution bottle of water.
There's actually 3 bottles of water in case we get really thirsty.
Yeah, one of them is a straggler that needs thrown away. And then I decided to take it up a notch and do a deconstructed bourbon and Coke.
So you have bourbon and you have Coke.
Yeah, well, actually, we're going a step further.
It's not the new bourbon, is it?
Well, it is, yes. Yeah, it is Wild Turkey 101.
Did it kill wild turkeys? Because I tried that. I'm pretty sure it could.
I'll put a link in the show notes. I was intrigued. I watched...
anyone can sell you anything. It's a dangerous...
No, I went down the rabbit hole.
If anyone talks to Matthew and sells him on things...
good salescraft.
They got to get through me first.
Yeah, I appreciate good salescraft. But this wasn't so much that.
I appreciate it too much.
It was like a bourbon channel on YouTube, and they did like a blind testing of this and was getting like professional or more advanced bourbon tasters like feedback on it. And then
one thing
kind of went to the whole...
I do not like good bourbon then.
Well, it is they valued it for what it is at the price point it delivers it at. Right. It is not high-end bourbon by any means.
No, it was surprisingly inexpensive. It was about $15 less than the normal container we buy.
Which is part of the story because the master distiller has like put his foot down through multiple different ownership changes, refused to increase pricing, refused to change basically any of the characteristics of it. And now his son and grandson also work at the same distillery.
You're a sucker for sentiment.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd never tried it before, surprisingly. I'm sure someone out there is like...
a smaller bottle.
You know, like hitting something in frustration because I've never had Wild Turkey 101, but... I
don't know that they care.
Yeah. I know people...
What did you think of it?
Who enjoy it and are like passionate about it, and I just have never really tried any of the Wild Turkey lineup.
So what was your first impression?
Yeah, I kind of agree with what some of the... kind of feedback was in the video. It's interesting how pleasant it is for the price point and the proof.
Pleasant.
Yeah, it's got some sweet notes to it. The burn isn't...
Yeah, tell us about the burn.
I didn't find it offensive. You disagreed.
I think it's offensive.
Would you like to have another live tasting?
I don't want to burn the microphone down.
Yeah, it's just good solid bourbon, man. Well, there's nothing offensive about it in any direction to me.
I mean, the first like half a second was really good, and then I think I got heartburn from it.
Iced down it. Put it on some ice because I figure I'll probably mix.
It smells even.
I'll mix some. It actually isn't Coke. We're going higher class. We're doing some Jarritos Mexican Cola.
No,
I can't wait to start doing videos so people can see the faces you make.
Man, the screenshots. Man, you better increase my pay before that happens, because then I have to First of all, we'd have to do it in the afternoon before I take my cozy nighttime shower. And then I have to not have pajamas on.
We don't have to.
It's true, but
we could do a pajama cast.
We'd probably get more viewers if I actually looked decent because let's be real, it would definitely help. A semi-decent looking female on a motorcycle podcast.
Yeah.
What could hurt?
Yeah.
It can't hurt.
Well, yeah. So, I guess let's try I haven't tried this yet.
Did you open it?
I did.
Oh, that was smart.
Bottle opener, right?
Well, mine was a twist off. Mexican cola.
I mean, the most non-offensive cola I've ever had in my life. Of course you like it. It's not bad. It has
very good carbonation to it.
It does have very good carbonation.
It's like lots of little bubbles instead of big bubbles. I approve of that bubble ratio. I don't think I've ever had one of those.
Yeah, I don't know that I've had one. 32 milligrams of caffeine.
They're like suspiciously colored.
Well, they do the other fruit flavored ones, right?
Yeah, and they always look like they glow in the dark.
Yeah, they taste better that way.
That's a good cola though. Mm-hmm. It's not super sweet. And it doesn't really have an aftertaste. It's probably one of the better colas we have if you're not going to have Coke, but surprisingly.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a very good neutral. It's not too herby. Some of them get kind of botanical, which is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, heaven forbid we taste real flavors in our American beverages.
Yeah. Not offensive.
No, that's really good. I'm surprised. I don't even really like cola most of the time. Yeah. You want to try my drink and see if you guess what's in it?
What is this chaos?
It's a mason jar because I was mixing large things and needed a large vessel.
I saw the one thing you're putting in.
Yeah, I have
it's like a protein milkshake drink thing.
Oh, it was a root beer. I had the low calorie root beer that we like.
Okay.
I put that in there. For some reason it didn't taste as good to me today, and I'm hoping that they didn't change something in the recipe. And then it's half of a vanilla protein shake, a Nuri, which are okay, but they're good either on cereal or mixed in with root beer and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I put a little something special in there. Could you figure out what it was? I put some Shankies in it.
Oh, did you? Look at you jazzing it up.
Well, I recommended it to a...
Let me try it again. See if I can find the Shankies in there. I mean, it tasted root beer forward.
Well, honestly, the root beer wasn't strong enough. That's why I added it. Because with a low-calorie root beer and a protein shake, a little bit of sugar doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
It's basically a smoothie now.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Yeah. Very much melted root beer float vibes going on.
I got one of my gym friends hooked on Shankies.
Yeah.
So, one tally for me. In the cult? I mean club?
Yeah.
I get a point.
So, got some riding in since the last podcast, if I can talk. Mm-hmm. Took the scooter out.
Maybe that whiskey's numbing your mouth or something.
Maybe. Yeah. Took the Royal Alloy out.
Is that the one you took all the way down to...
No.
Oh. Okay.
No, I did do 60 miles, which is not an insignificant distance on that bike.
Better than 0.
It's got a 150. It really needs an exhaust. And even then, I don't know. What it really needs is the 300 engine in it. I think for what would truly make me happy. Because I worry if I do one of the bigger bore, higher performance air-cooled GY6 options, what the reliability will be.
So what is your riding scenario in which you choose that vehicle then? If
I really enjoy riding the bike.
You're getting specific about when you're riding it.
Geometry of it. I just wish it went about 10 miles an hour faster.
Okay, so what are you going to do about that?
Probably put an exhaust on it first, and then if that doesn't do it, we'll see.
I mean, at some point, if you're going to make excuses or it's going to have too niche of a riding circumstance, I just wonder at what point is it worth keeping?
It may eventually get traded in on a 300. Because I really enjoy...
You said they don't make the 150 in the States anymore, but you can get the 300?
Correct.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I wonder how close you would get to selling this one now that it's a rare commodity to the price of a 300.
Nowhere near.
Oh, really?
No.
So it's not old enough? It's not rare enough yet?
No, it's barely 5-6 years old.
Well, I understand that, but if you can't get them here anymore, I thought maybe the value would shoot up and then you can
No, because there are plenty of 300s.
Yeah, but the 300, the price should be cheaper because the demand isn't there. What I'm saying is, is the value of yours not high enough to compensate for some of the difference?
I mean, maybe some, but not.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, I'm not trading a 150 straight across for a 300.
I didn't know if you could get close.
No. So we'll see. But so it took it out to 60 miles. It was an interesting ride. The first part was I stopped. Not that most of our listeners will probably know, but you'll know where I'm talking about.
Don't get overly specific.
Fulton, down by what's that grocery store there? Fisher's.
Yeah.
I'm at that light. This guy in the car next to me is yelling at me. So I have to, do the whole hang on, let me pause my music so I can hear you thing. And he's like, I'm probably going to get the exact quote wrong, but something like,
no one will know.
That thing's effing sweet.
Oh, look at you.
For a scooter. I mean, it's pretty badass.
Wonder why you said that. Just the aesthetics of it?
Well, that's my thing, though, is you mean, why did he say it was cool?
Yeah, what got this guy going?
My thing is, why did you have to clarify for a scooter?
Oh,
you either think it's cool or you don't.
This is fun. It's like people saying you're strong for a girl.
Yeah.
Only you're getting the cool for a scooter.
Yeah,
it's offensive, huh?
What's it matter? Why did you add the clarifier? It was like he's trying to backtrack his compliment because he realized he was complimenting a scooter.
He was obviously too macho for such a vehicle.
Well, I just found it funny in the moment because I was like, what an almost backhanded compliment.
I was going to say, this is your first backhanded compliment in a while.
Well, not ever.
But I feel like women get that all the time. So it's funny how shocking it
No, it was funny because I don't think I've ever had anything like that on any of my, and then I'm going to hate that I say this, proper motorcycles, right? Not feet forward scooters. Not that I think that they're any lesser or anything.
It's just different.
But it was very funny to me that he had to do the whole for a scooter thing to protect his macho-ness or something.
that huge audience he had, apparently.
Yeah.
He felt like the motorcycle gods were frowning upon him.
Yeah. And then it was towards the end of the ride. I saw a Harley Davidson V-Rod pulling a boat on a trailer.
How big was this boat? Like a rowboat?
It was like a John boat, probably aluminum. Just, I don't know, maybe he couldn't have been much more than 10 foot at most. But yeah, just like a little aluminum John boat, fishing boat.
That's pretty cool.
But pull up a Harley
found
V-Rod
a way.
So you can see the bike I'm
Harley
talking
what?
Harley Davidson V-Rod.
V-Rod for sale.
So I've seen...
It's a big bike, right? Or no?
Are we looking at the same bike?
I don't know.
Let me see your computer.
Whatever the Google gods gave me.
Yeah, I don't know what you're going to pull up. Yeah, that's a V-Rod. I mean, it's not in my mind a big bike when you compare it to a Harley Davidson Ultra Classic or a Honda Goldwing.
If you actually see ones with people on them, they do look smaller.
It's a very low slung bike, right? Yeah, that it's a small bike. This is
probably a normal dude, right?
Yeah, right?
That's a pretty small.
It's just it's designed to be this long, low, fast bike, right? V-Rod. And yeah, I've seen Goldwings pulling trailers and occasionally the Harley Ultra Classic, but I don't think I've ever seen a V-Rod pulling a trailer. And yeah, definitely did a double take there.
You just say, wow, that's pretty strong for a motorcycle.
No, he was on a side street and I was riding past him. And then I don't remember. I put kid here, so I had some story about a kid, but I don't remember what that story was. So if it comes to me, we'll circle back.
I've been seeing a lot of kids on e-bikes around our part of town.
That was it.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
There was this kid on what I can only describe as one of those gray area e-bikes where it just straight up looked like a dirt bike, right? And he was just...
Was it close to our house? Because I'm wondering if it's going to be
Jackson Township-ish?
You can make it down there, but probably not.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting ready to rip, man.
I will say that a lot of them have had full face helmets on that I've seen. Yeah. So someone's setting a standard and the parental stuff, like, thank goodness for that, at least. I mean, they're riding on our sidewalks, which honestly, I don't mind because our sidewalks are not heavily trafficked. I don't think there's any interference there.
I have it's real quick interjection. I have a feeling this is going to happen more and more frequently through the podcast. So we're just going to get it up out of the way up front.
What?
I just took another sip of this wild turkey. Damn, that is some good bourbon for the price point.
Is it clearing your sinuses for you?
No.
Is it curing your allergies?
No.
What do you like about it? Just how sweet it is?
No, it's not even like overly sweet.
The flavor's good.
It's just like
the effects that get me. It's like, oh, the flavor is okay for, like I said, the first half a second, and then it's like,
yeah, it's just man, it's a
burns
good
all the way down. Like I said, I think it literally gave me heartburn earlier, and all I had was like, what, a half a teaspoon?
Yeah, it's just a good sip for that price.
I love that for you.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Back to kids, full face helmets, parents being responsible, and them riding on the sidewalks.
Yeah. There was like 3 of them together, a whole swarm. And then
e-bike gangs.
And then I ended up seeing at least another kid at my gym, like in the parking lot of my gym. And I was like, well, I mean, it is close enough. They could probably mostly sidewalk it. Honestly, though, I can think of a road that might not have all sidewalk, but pretty much the whole way there.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, the rate of speed at which they're going is where, if I was a law enforcement, I would question it. But they're out of the way of out of the way of like normal motor traffic. So I try to mind my business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, how fun would that have been as a kid to like actually have a way to get places?
Yeah, I mean, we had pedal bikes that we rode all over God's creation.
Did you go to like the gas station and stuff? See,
yeah.
We didn't have stores within riding distance where I grew up.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd ride Circle K, the local gas station.
That's cool.
Ride to each other's houses. You know, it was funny because most of us had like dirt bikes or 4-wheelers, but I think we were like smart enough. No one wanted to deal with the cops and like getting them taken away.
Maybe like, it just didn't cross your mind though.
Well, if we were like close enough to each other's house, like you might like rip up the street a few houses to go over to your buddy's house to ride or something, but
yeah,
you weren't riding halfway across town on one.
We still respected adult figures back then.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. We'll shuffle this around a bit. Stay on the topic of riding. Mm-hmm. So the replacement levers for the Moto Guzzi showed up.
How hard were those to replace?
Not technically difficult, but the one side griefed me, man. Like it
griefed you.
Yeah, it did not want to line up for the pivot screw to go back in. I was doing one of those where I thought I was losing my mind, so I'm like, pull the screw out, pull the lever entirely back off, make sure the screw fits in the lever, make sure the screw fits in the bike that it just came from. Because when you put the 3 of them together, it did not fit. And your mind is like, I'm looking in this hole and everything's lined up. Why is this not going in the hole?
It just randomly fit one time?
Yeah, it was like the right pressure at the right angles and me trying to like...
Did you sweet talk it?
Yeah, I mean, it was like they're aluminum levers that are anodized. So you don't want to like grind the pivot screw like against it because you're going to rub the anodization off of it, which will happen over time anyways, but no need to accelerate that process. But yeah, it was one of those where, the clearance, like the pivot screw, like the shank of it is, I don't know, probably a few thousandths off the whole size of the lever because you don't want it to rattle around, right? You want a tight interference between them fairly. So everything's kind of got to just be in the exact perfect position. So it's one of those where you're looking at it and you're like, it all looks lined up. But obviously, whatever angle you're looking at it is not perfectly vertical, right, to where the screw's actually going in.
Well, at least it's done.
Yeah, got those on. This was fun. The clutch lever, the one that I actually needed replaced, you have to transfer from the old lever, the plunger for the clutch itself, which is caked in, again, the more and more I see of the bike, I really do think most of it is original or darn near, because there was so much grease and dirt packed down into this thing that I had to clean off just to find the set screw that needed removed.
The dirt is what made you think it was original?
The layers of it packed down into these crevices that
no one's ever cleaned it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know that it wasn't ever cleaned, but you look at the wear on it and where the grease and dirt has built up, and you're like, it's got some miles on it. So, but yeah, put the levers on. Of course, place a part on a bike, you got to take it for a test ride. So, just went on a short jaunt about an hour south, 93 down into Amish country. Stopped outside of Sugar Creek.
Get some cheese?
Did not get any cheese. Yeah, stopped outside of Sugar Creek at one of the finest dining establishments, McDonald's. Because the only other thing that was quick and open nearby was Subway, and they were packed.
I should have sent you the reel I saw today where the Ronald McDonald sung the national anthem somewhere.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. But yeah, just went and sat on the hillside next to the road and ate a burger and enjoyed the weather for a minute. Got to be just chilling by myself, and
pretty great, huh?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Now you know why I go off and get coffee by myself and stuff all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have any problem spending time with myself. Get some coffee, go to a greenhouse, walk around.
I enjoy riding with other people.
I like traveling by myself.
I mostly because so much of it is done alone. But it was just a nice moment, just hanging out, eating a burger, sitting on the grass on the hillside, and yeah. Decided to come the quick way home, up 77. Got off at Everhard in North Canton, and there was a fresh accident they were cleaning up. They had 2 tow trucks on site, and I believe 3 or 4 police cruisers. They were still sweeping up the intersection. Hung a right turn to not interfere with all that stuff, and the whole road is shut down. Why is the road shut down? Well, the fire department has all blocked off because one of the local auto recyclers / junkyards caught fire.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I had to reroute again just to get home. Yeah, so it was a little interesting wrap up to the tail end of that ride.
Sometimes you get oddly specific about your details.
Yeah, I know some of the people listening are close enough that they'll know, but if not, yeah.
People are going to find us.
Yeah, whatever.
Hopefully they bring cheese.
Yeah. So when I put this on here, it was before I posted in the ClevelandMoto Facebook group. But at that point, I was still considering what I was going to do for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride.
So where does that go? Is it just a ride, or do you have a destination?
It's just kind of a big loop. I don't know that's always been... I don't know if it is a loop. They're starting at Flat Out Garage this year. which is the like spiritual successor to Skidmark Garage.
That's ready already?
Yeah, well, ish.
Dang.
Yeah. So I know it's starting there. I don't remember where it's supposed to end up, but I was going back and forth. I was like, well, maybe because I don't have the Honda done. It really is what needs prioritized lift time here this year. But I was like, well, I could take the Royal Alloy. And then after I took it out the one day, I was like, man, not that I can't ride this to Cleveland. I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy my day if I ride the Royal Alloy all the way to Cleveland, then on a ride, and then I have to ride it all the way back home.
What else do you think you would like about it?
Well, it'll do 45. Really good.
Oh.
And then after that, it needs positive affirmations and a tailwind. Like, it'll do if you have enough flat ground. You can get into the low 50s.
You just won't be able to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 150 Chinese carbureted engine. You know, it's only got so much go. So I was like, if I take the Norge, I know I'm probably just going to have an enjoyable day. Mm-hmm. It's not as fun or classic or distinguished. This is Moto Guzzi. That's kind of fun. It's a bit of an oddball, right? Transverse V-twin, air-cooled, touring-ish, sport touring-ish bike.
Plus, it's your newest bike, so it still has a little bit of a hype
newest
about it.
Stable.
Yeah, newest to us.
Yeah. So I was on the fence. I made a post in the Facebook group, and Phil's like, haven't I told everyone enough that you can ride anything?
Yeah, they just want people to show up.
Yeah, so I registered for that. I'm going to go do the DGR Sunday.
Where do they meet? They meet
flat out.
Oh, I didn't know if that's like, I knew it was there at some point, but I didn't know. Is that where you end up to?
I don't know where it ends. That's what I was saying. I did not pay enough of attention. I know you show up there, the ride starts there. I don't remember where it ends. It may end up back there. I'll have to look. But yeah, so me and the Norge are going up there. Unless you want to come.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
I'm not a gentleman.
No, but they have like
distinguished women's group?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I know people go. And then we'll throw a link in the show notes also. ClevelandMoto. Not the most recent episode now. So I guess 2 episodes ago. Phil was out of town. So the inmates who are running the asylum, they had on some people from the AMA, talked vintage days. It was a good time.
Did you listen to the whole episode? I think I only heard parts of it.
I think I've listened to it all now.
Oh, in pieces.
Yeah. And then, which that was interesting, just insight from the AMA. I don't remember their names.
It's nice of them to entertain ClevelandMoto.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we went to Tiki Underground.
We did.
That was fun.
Like a week ago?
Yeah,
we went during the week, I think.
Yeah.
Or no, it was on a Sunday because Cuyahoga Falls was having like an event.
Oh, yeah. No, it's been like a weekish because it was the 4th because it was Star Wars Day.
Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
The 4th was with us.
Yeah.
What was that called? Oh, hold on, I have it in here. Galaxy something.
You look it up. I'm going to keep talking for a second. But it had been on the list for a while. It was
on Saturday. Galactic Gathering.
There you go. Galactic Gathering. So it was a bunch of sci-fi kind of crossover stuff. It wasn't just
There's a handful of kids in costumes, basically.
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, had tried going a couple different times. They were just like super busy or other stuff happened and we'd end up going somewhere else to eat. And after getting to experience Porco.
After I dragged you out of the house.
Sure. And it was a good time. Good food.
Mm-hmm.
Cuyahoga Falls has a Dora. So got to walk around with a painkiller while we did the rest of our perusing and shopping.
Yeah, I would say the rest of the adventure was a little anticlimactic for me. The places, oh, we did get to go to the one place I wanted to go. The second place I wanted to go, the coffee shop was closed, as it always is when we go up there.
Yeah.
It's just my luck.
Yeah. Well, any other fun stuff to get out of the way before we get into a little news?
Do you have any crises this week?
No, general work stress stuff.
My car headlight still needs change.
Oh, gosh dang it. You know,
luckily, good thing it's daylight longer, so I just throw the fog lights on and nobody needs to know.
Well, I even went looking the other day because I know I have spare bulbs.
You have the headlight. Just put it in.
I have it somewhere. I just don't know where it's at.
I thought you found it.
No, those weren't yours. I don't know why I have those two bulbs either. But I know every time I go to do yours, it's in a rush. I buy the pair, do the one that needs done, and I'm like, I'm going to set this bulb to the side, and I'm going to do it when I have a minute.
Yeah, stop.
And I know I've done that twice.
Maybe it's in the garage.
Maybe.
Which
I'll have to
is
look.
Not an exciting
But I'm just going to order a bulb.
Just one instead of two, so I don't know about losing the second one.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably just order both.
Okay.
Do them both.
Do you have any camping prep on your radar?
Oh, on the radar? Yeah. Have I gotten to any of it? No. I looked at the camper.
That's great.
Thought about the camper.
You thought about how much you loved it and you gave it positive affirmations on how it's going to get to where it needs to be.
Went down the rabbit hole on whether or not I wanted to chase down all the intake leaks that I think it has. Just replace the whole intake manifold while I'm at it. Well, if I'm doing that, should I just do fuel injection?
How much does it cost?
And then if I'm doing fuel injection,
cab?
should I just put a different engine in it?
You just need a full new cab.
No.
New problems.
You need an entire cabin chassis. Just the cab is the part you sit in.
Oh.
Yes.
Can we stop buying projects?
I would like to point to the history that you found this one. I did not.
We had like a month of vintage days and you were in a poor state of mind. You were unwell. It has gotten us through 2 vintage days. It is a wonderful, perfect, has potential.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish it was a little more modern and less fussy, but
it's mostly fussy because I haven't had time, energy, or like the combination of the two at the right time to work on it.
I know, but we just have to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah.
If anyone wants to buy a toter home.
Yeah, it might get a for sale sign, but
we just need to find, I don't know, something. I mean, I feel like this has been a journey. This isn't something that we're really getting rid of it because it has problems. It's kind of figuring out what we want. We started with the travel trailer, which was a tow behind situation, but then we couldn't take bikes.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that for a few years and sold that. That was also over COVID where like you couldn't get a 1-night stay anywhere. It had to be 2 nights and you didn't have 2 nights off in a row. Mm-hmm. So the universe was against us then.
Mm-hmm.
This was an opportunity to get, honestly, I love the interior of this thing. Like it's so good. We've modified it. So it's got everything we need. Full size bathroom, like dry bath. We put the shower in, like we did a lot to it, modified it so the bikes can go on the inside. Like it really is the perfect situation, just some mechanical challenges that you haven't had the time to deal with. But then it's also like, I would love to go slightly longer distances in places that we could take our dogs with us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily ideal for them at this point.
No.
In the cab area. The back end is perfect. It's whatever. The cab area is just not ideal. We'd almost have to take a second vehicle to take our dogs with us, and then it's just added baggage.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't get to use it quite as much as we would like to because it doesn't necessarily fit our lifestyle.
No, I wouldn't say that's the issue.
Okay.
I'd say the main issue is the fact that we either need to put a transmission in it so you can drive it, and need to fix the fueling issues up front. Because it's not going anywhere, regardless of what free time we have. without those happening, right?
Will you have time to fix the fueling issues before party time?
That's what I was just talking about.
I'm having trouble putting together all the things.
Yeah, my
some
biggest
days you
stressor
talk
right
about
now is
it
the
and-
idea of trying to get it all done by Bandcamp.
Well,
If I knew I could start now and have it done by Vintage Days, I'm fully confident in that endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's the moving the entire timetable up a month with where I am currently.
Yeah, we spend time stressing about it, and then we spend more time thinking about it, and then we're losing time.
Sure.
And then we stress about that.
Sure.
But we can move on.
Okay.
You're getting stressed.
No, I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know.
Like,
everything's perfect, wonderful, and you love it, and
to put
everything's
$1,000
going to
into
be
the
okay.
fuel injection, or I need to find a different engine to swap into it, or we swap the box onto an entire different cabin chassis. We just have to make that decision, and then I need to make time to get it done. That's kind of it. That, and if I'm doing the transmission and I've got to get the transmission in, I'm going to have to fabricate the mount to an extent. Because they didn't really make they had a variation of this that went into the motorhome, like the actual motorhome platform, but they never put this exact automatic in this truck frame. And then we'll need to change drive shaft lengths. And I also need to sit down and do the math on the gearing to figure out if the rear end gear needs to be changed. But that's boring stuff that I don't think anyone cares about. So
I care, but it's stressing me out.
So, not doing recalls. If we have like a really big recall, I think everyone needs to hear about, we will touch on it. My game plan is to move recalls to the website.
Whose website?
Our website.
Oh, why? People going on our website?
Yeah, our website gets traffic.
Well, that's not where they should go for a recall.
No, but what I'm saying is most people don't go to the NHTSA website, which is why they don't know the recalls exist. So the media platforms do it, right? And the people don't go read the news. They listen to podcasts. So then I normally have to go aggregate all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And with us not being on a consistent recording schedule right now, I don't want anything to fall through the gaps. So I'm going to...
You can automate it?
Yep. As much as I can. So that way we don't miss any. It's going to be on the website.
That's good, because I don't know that it's worth, after you talk about you don't have any time.
To do what?
Manually gather recalls for people, but that's not what you're doing. So that's good.
No, that's why. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Okay,
carry on.
To the top of the news. Harley posted their Q1 results. Did you read them?
I skimmed like a week ago. I'm trying to remember what I took from it.
Okay.
Because they were going to have layoffs, right?
Yep.
We don't really know if that happened yet.
Yeah, I don't remember if I followed up on that or not.
I'm trying to remember. There was something I had flagged as kind of confusing. And maybe it was like, because you had multiple articles, maybe it was the fact like their revenue was down, but then their sales were supposedly up or something, and it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so the global motorcycle shipments are down 3% versus the prior year. The North American shipments were up. Total revenue of the motor company was at $1.1 billion, down 2% versus the prior year. The thing that I kind of was intrigued, the average price per bike was about $22,400. There's some change on there. But the crazy part, one, you look at how few bikes it is really. a little over 37,000 bikes they shipped over an entire year. And like, think of all of the bikes that I could sit here and probably name 15 or 20 off the top of my head that cost less than $20,000. And for their average bike price to be $22,000 and some change is just wild to me.
So, maybe I read the thing wrong. This is all very overwhelming because in both of the things it says the revenue is down 12%.
Where are you looking?
Maybe that's just first quarter comparison.
You're looking at the consolidated financials. So that is Harley-Davidson Motor Company combined with Harley-Davidson Financial Services combined with LiveWire. That is Harley-Davidson Inc. as a whole. The numbers I mentioned were just the motor company. So excluding Harley-Davidson Financial Services and excluding LiveWire.
Oh, yeah, that would be the difference.
Yeah. We've got some news as far as some bikes coming up, but I did want to touch on one thing here. Excuse me. Let me pull this up real quick. I was looking at the LiveWire stuff, and it is just mind-blowing to me.
I wonder if anyone knows anybody that actually has one yet.
I mean, there's LiveWires out there. The units they move is crazy low. What I don't understand is their burn rate at this point. So the financial guidance they've provided for 2026 is a operating loss for LiveWire between $70 million and $80 million, which is just nuts to me. The more concerning thing is the motor company itself. They are projecting somewhere between a loss of $40 million and an income of $10 million. So
it's pretty heavy on the side of loss.
Yeah, I mean, they're realistically hoping to be break even to slightly down, where the average falls there in the middle. The only profit center that's up, at least according to their forecasting, is Harley-Davidson Financial Services. And then they showed a combined operating income guidance for the Harley-Davidson Motor Company and Financial Services combined of somewhere between $5 million and $70 million, which I don't think looks super great. You've got the new CEO who stepped in. Obviously, you're not going to expect immediate changes day one.
A few quarters before it.
Yeah, you've got a big ship you're trying to turn, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at something like LiveWire, and they're like, yep, it's going to lose a whole bunch of money this year. And you're like, dang. Like, just their Q1 numbers, LiveWire had a revenue of $5 million with a total operating loss of $18 million.
Wow. Ouch.
Well, in some ways, I'm impressed that there was a revenue of $5 million for LiveWire. Like, where?
$500,000 a year isn't very, or $500,000 a month is not very promising.
Oh, $5 million in the first quarter.
Oh, in the quarter.
Yeah. What I'm saying, like, where did they get $5 million?
Oh, maybe people are buying things just to have it in stock. It doesn't mean they sold, right?
Yeah.
Does that include, like, it's just money that they got, like, sitting stock, perhaps? It doesn't necessarily mean they've been purchased.
Yeah, I think it's income, right? Revenue. So they've sold stuff. But I don't know that they put any guidance on here as far as stock levels at dealerships or units sold. Well, I did find interesting, though, that on the LiveWire slide, they had anticipating the imminent launch of the S4 Honcho. It feels like an eternity that we've been talking about that bike, we still don't have a price for it. Like, we all kind of have an idea of where it might land. But yeah, they're betting a lot on that Honcho at this point, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
So, they did release... Did I put the name in here? The new CEO's got a new plan. Man, I feel like my notes didn't update.
I didn't see many updates if you updated them today.
No. Oh, back to the bricks. That's what he's calling his strategy. The new growth strategy is back to the bricks, which is interesting.
I don't get it.
I don't know what bricks have to do.
Like a brick and mortar?
Potentially, right?
They usually say back to the basics.
Old
Why?
brick factories, right?
Back to the foundation?
Well, we had more roads to Harley Davidson was the strategy. We had hardwire. We had rewire. But back to the bricks. Just interesting. I don't understand what the insight into the name was. But we're seeing two main things so far that we've learned. The Sportster 883 is coming back. So everyone who thought that their Sportsters were super valuable, if the market hasn't already told you otherwise, the fact they're bringing the Sportster back is not going to help the value of your Sportster. But the weird part is the price points can be $10,000, which is the same exact price as the current Nightster.
There's just so many. Why is there need to be so many?
Well, there's not. I mean, I know there's a lot of motorcycles to you, but their lineup is not super big. You've got the Nightster, the Sportster S, the Softail, and then the touring platform, essentially. Well, and I guess the Pan America. But when you already are struggling because you don't have a low price point bike, then you're going to put two bikes at $10,000, make them compete against each other. Unless their intention is to either kill the Nightster, or is it to drop the price of the Nightster and position it below the air-cooled Sportster.
I wonder if they have like a breakdown of like how, I'm sure they do, whether or not that's out there, of the like a graph of how many of each bike is sold, like which ones are their bulk of their sales. The
distribution? Well, based off the price point, a decent chunk of them have to be higher end Softail models and a good chunk the touring models, because that to get up to the $22,500 mark, when you're ceiling, I think with that, unless you get into the real crazy, they have the $110,000 like race bagger, but outside of that, the kind of higher end CVO ultra classic road glide stuff is in the kind of 40-ish range. And then the current basement pricing is $10,000 at a Nightster. So if you sold the one of each, you'd be at $25,000. So probably pretty decent spread across the lineup. But the other thing that confused me was last year, around when the CEO change was being announced, they had announced that they planned, this was the, I don't remember if this quote was from an article or from their press release, but it was planned to release both the Sprint and a second entry-level cruiser in 2026. Well, the Sportster's not coming back till 27. So that would indicate that they plan to have a second entry-level cruiser in 2026 still, other than the Sprint. Or that guidance was wrong. But also, is the Sportster really another, like, I guess they didn't say new, The Sportster surely isn't new.
I wonder how long it takes to turn over a new bike. So this new CEO guy has to now collaborate on launching like the Sprint, which he essentially had no say in.
Yeah. So the other thing is the Sprint has been confirmed to be the 440, at least in engine size.
What's a 440?
440 cubic inch. It's one of the models they make overseas. The question was, the one, I don't remember who makes what off the top of my head. There's a 350, a 440, and I believe a 500 that are made by, I know Hero makes one of them. It'll come to me at some point. But there was heavy speculation it was going to be the 440 because I think that was the only one that had EPA clearance or CARB clearance already. But we know that at this point that it is going to be the 440. But based off the outline that they shared on their dealer slides, the outline is much more reminiscent of the current Nightster. You can see some stuff that loosely can be attributed to the current 440, but more of it is similar to the current Nightster. So it'll be intriguing if they just kind of try and take the existing Nightster 975 frame and cram the 440 into it. But also don't know for sure where the bikes are going to get made. Dennis Chung over at motorcycle.com basically has already said it's not going to hit sub $6,000, which was the original plan, was to be in the kind of 6,000 to slightly under 6,000. And essentially everyone was figuring $59.99 for the price point. But especially if they're not going to build it in the US, even if they do, the bulk of the components won't be US.
Holy tariffs.
Yeah. So we'll see what exactly happens to the Sprint, but it appears it is moving. I just will be intrigued to see if they stick to the original plan of a second entry-level Sportster in 2026, or if it's just going to be the 883 and we're actually not getting it till 27. Next story. Do you remember Lindsay and Craig Foreman?
I do. They were in Iran.
Yes.
They were caught and suspected of an unlikely crime.
Yes. So there is a, not that this is the bulk of our listenership, but we do get some downloads over in the UK. May 20th at 9:30 a.m., they'll be having a ride out in support of them. Starting at London's Ace Cafe, they're going to ride past the Iranian embassy, then to Hyde Park Corner, arriving in Westminster. The event will conclude with the supporters handing the government a petition with currently over 67,000 signatures calling for stronger action to support the couple's release.
Hope it works or does something.
Yeah, you know, it is crazy to me. Good on them for keeping the faith, right? Like, just getting through it. What an endeavor.
The couple or the other people? I mean, you don't have any choice but
sure,
to
everyone
stick
in
it
their
out.
life, but the couple for sure. Like, just crazy.
It sucks because it's been like weeks at this point, and like to us, it's like,
What?
oh, they're still there, but
year plus.
Oh, it's been over a year.
It was January of 25.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, over a year now. Yeah. Royal Enfield has been seen testing an E85 variant of the classic 350. So that's intriguing. We have seen India start looking at using higher ethanol blend fuels, but I don't think there's any like E85 compatible flexible fuel bikes in the US even. And we're arguably one of the highest ethanol content markets So if anyone's aware of an E85 or flex fuel bike already on the market, shoot me an email, comment, message me on Instagram, something. I kind of did a quick look, and other than conversions that, there's been a handful of people that have done a lot for race applications, I don't know that there's any production bikes that really want to run on E85 or are marketed to run on E85. But the other thing will be, do we see them bring that stateside? Obviously, we know there's a delay in that. But if they can move fast, it's probably good market timing, since the whole oil market's collapsing, in some ways.
Yeah.
I haven't looked deep enough into it to confirm it. Maybe I will before I post the show notes. If I do, I'll put some in the show notes. But supposedly, I believe it's Shell and Mobil have started notifying customers that they are having shortages in certain viscosity of engine oils.
That's not good.
No, because I think
that did not take long.
I think it's Toyota that had to put out a technical service bulletin because the shortage was on some crazy light oil. It was like a 0W8 or something. And the TSB authorized substituting in like a 0W20 in place of it, just because of market availability.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah. Racer registration is open for Vintage Days.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep. Carter, if you haven't signed up, go sign up. What are you racing this year?
I'm probably gonna race to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it like any racing that people can sign up for, or is it certain ones?
No, they just opened registration. So the road racing, the hare scrambles, motocross.
And do those people get in a day earlier?
They can get what do they call it? Fast pass or something like that. Some of them. Depends on, I think, the category.
How much does it cost to race?
Doing tech. I don't know. I don't remember. Did you look?
Nope.
Okay.
I wouldn't have even thought about it. I'm just trying to wonder how much value it would bring to getting in earlier if people wanted to.
Yeah, someone had said something about sign up to race, and then, if you don't pass tech, oh well, you got in early. Let's see if I can find it.
Do they have a cap on how many people can sign up?
Well, I'd have to imagine, because otherwise they'd be stuck running races for a week.
Or people would sign up just to get in early and then not race, which would be a waste.
Yeah. Let's see. Racing entries are $40 for pre-entry and $50 for post-entry, at least for motocross.
So you could go without entering?
What?
What's post-entry mean? Like sign up after you get there?
Yeah, I'm going to guess yes.
Assuming it's available.
Yeah, the road racing.
You just say that you're on there to race?
I don't see pricing here.
Hopefully the website's easier to navigate than it was last year. It was tricky.
The racing website?
Oh, it's different than the camping website?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's all AMA to me.
Well, the camping website's not even AMA.
Oh, it's Mid-Ohio?
It's Mid-Ohio.
Oh, heck.
Which is E-Venue or something like that? I don't remember.
Oh.
Let's see. Hare Scramble, same as motocross. I don't know what the road racing is. Yeah. Anything else? I've got a weird news story for us to close out on.
Trying to think. We went through camping. We went through your bike stories.
Yeah, I need to get our Vintage Days stuff ordered.
Stuff? What kind of stuff?
Camping pass, all that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, an engine and drive shafts or a whole new truck.
I just want an easy pass. I don't know.
Yeah, they got it over at General RV. Yeah, Class C toy hauler. It's like $140K.
Some days it's tempting. I just want life to be easy for a change. I just want stuff to work.
If anyone out there feels that their life is easy, please write in to podcast@motohop.com.
I don't want to know that other people have easy lives. You know who has easy lives?
Who?
People without hobbies. Their lives are
What a
great.
boring life it must be.
I bet it's so relaxing. I have one hobby and I'm tired, and you have 17 and it's tireder. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, weather's looking pretty decent.
For this weekend?
Yeah.
Decent as in
Last
like everyone's going to be comfortable in their dappers?
Yeah, I think last I looked, it was supposed to rain in the overnight, and then it was supposed to be like mid-upper 80s on Sunday.
80s?
Sorry. Mid-upper 70s.
I was going to sit outside.
My mind said 80 because I was going to be like, almost 80.
Sit outside and fry my skin off. That would feel so good.
Oh, there's a fun one. Before we completely close out, Mother's Day, went and spent the day at nephew's baseball game. It was like 40 degrees and the wind was blowing, so everyone's in
50.
blankets and coats and crap.
For some reason, you think you're better than the weather and you could just show up and not get cold.
Listen, I knew better, so I threw a jacket in the car.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there for
an hour.
An hour
when I got there.
Before you showed up, and that's when I put my jacket on. And I somehow got sunburn on my right arm and the right half of my face.
It's already like barely noticeable.
I know, but it was quite annoying to me that it was like, I'm an intelligent person. I understand.
Sometimes
that
your
UV
brain is just
exists,
too big.
regardless of the weather and temperature conditions. But even so, it is so hard for my
giant brain
to reconcile the idea of being cold and getting sunburned.
Well, it doesn't help that it's literally like the first sun we've seen this year. Had that happened in a couple of months, it probably wouldn't have phased you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and honestly,
also fair.
It's early enough in the year. The rays shouldn't have been that bad. It's just because it's your first exposure.
Yeah.
So anything after this should be much better for you.
Not to loop all the way back to the beginning, but that also reminded me, I forgot, that I took the scooter out. Was also one of those days, like we've had a lot recently, where you look outside and you're like, oh, it's so sunny.
Yeah.
And then it's not that warm.
All of them have been not that warm.
Yeah, but some of them occasionally, it's like, okay.
Today was the opposite, where it looked like it was going to rain and it never did. And you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
For a while it was sunny and then it was pouring. And now it's the opposite.
But it was like one of those in-betweenish days where it was so sunny and there was so little wind that like if you stood in place, you'd get warm, right?
Yeah.
So
I miss those days. I've been cold for weeks.
When I went to go for a ride, I was like, hey, I'll just grab my mesh jacket.
Oh, yeah. I remember when you got home.
I was so cold.
You're like, that was the best ride ever. And I was like, was it cold? And you're like, oh, yeah. And I was like,
my legs were fine because scooter. But
didn't you have somewhere to put like the other piece of your jacket?
Yeah, when I left the house, I was like, there's absolutely no way I'm going to need the liner to this thing.
Like, overthunk anything in your life?
Yeah, and most of the time I pack a saddlebag full of stuff. But on that scooter, I don't have underseat storage. I've got the front glove box, or I've got to strap a bag to it.
You should always, like, if you have room, regardless of the temperature, pack an extra layer and gloves.
And gloves.
Yeah, you don't know if your hands are gonna get cold. You don't want your hands to get cold. You don't want to be cold. You don't want your hands to get cold. Common sense to me. Especially if there's space. It's like pack it, and then if you don't have space, you can take it out. But like, be prepared, especially if it's like at dusk or something.
It wasn't. It was.
But the wind has been
very
so
early
cold.
in the day.
It's like your first time living in the Midwest.
That day.
Welcome to the Midwest.
And it was so nice and warm, almost unbearably hot, standing still in the sun. But it was literally the moment you got up above 20. It just was, the temperature fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
But it was fine. It did not interrupt the ride. It wasn't like bitter cold. It was just that kind of chill that by the time I got home a few hours later.
Yeah, the wind is just cold. Like
all
the air
of
is
my
warm,
joints
the wind
were
is cold.
stiff. Right. Just from being a little too cold for a really, well, not a really long time, but a decent amount of time.
Should have plugged the heated blanket in. That would have made it so good.
On the scooter? Or once I got home?
Once you got home. Yeah. Jeez. You do have heated gloves and pants and all the other things.
Again, it was so hot in the sun, I didn't think I should even take the liner to my mesh jacket. Why would I take heated gloves?
You're realizing that you always assume it's warmer than it is. Like, even at the baseball game, you're like, I think maybe I'll just take this little baby jacket. And it was so cold.
But that was because it was windy.
So cold. Well, you were making wind when you were going fast.
Well, fair enough. Okay. Well, weird news to end on.
It's pretty viral at this point.
Yeah, so if you somehow haven't seen this holy smokes.
This is I wonder if they ever resolved this.
Well, I'm going to talk about it, and then you can tell me what you mean by that, because I have no idea what you mean by that.
I'm going to Google my question.
This happened in Delta, which is a suburb of Vancouver, Canada. A motorcycle and a car had a collision, and the bike managed to be slung end over end, airborne, until it got wrapped around the cross member of the traffic lights. So the bike is just dangling next to one of the traffic lights.
Well, so they got it down.
Do what?
They got it down.
Oh, they did get it down?
I mean, that's what Google AI says.
Yeah.
I'm looking still.
The motorcyclist did not suffer life-threatening injuries. He suffered injuries, but they were non-life-threatening.
What a story. I mean, if you're going to go down, that's a good way to do it.
Oh, 100%. Because that dude, for the rest of his life...
It's like a shark attack. Like, it sucks, but, like, it's kind of cool.
Get back on the bike, right? Because now, every single time, you can be like, there's two types of riders. Those that have been down and those that will go down. And my story, you can Google.
Yeah, and you got pictures. Like, you can prove it.
Yeah.
Like, it actually happened.
But what a wild set of circumstances for it to just...
I don't feel like that happens very often.
Interact so perfectly.
The bike looks undamaged, ironically. Like, it
was in relatively decent
condition.
Shape hanging up there.
Imagine just getting your bike back after, like, an accident. I mean, do you even have to claim it on insurance at that point?
Yeah, I mean...
Medical bills, maybe, but...
the fairing's gone, right? The question is whether it was missing the, rear subframe before it got catapulted up there.
They might not have medical bills in Canada.
Yeah, they may not. I didn't really look into exactly what it is. It is a sport bike of some sort. Yeah, it looks like probably a Suzuki. Yeah.
How dare them leave out such important details.
I haven't really thought about it up till this point because I was just so focused on the fact that there's it
was happening.
Yeah, a bike dangling from a
I feel like
traffic light.
That could be printed as some sort of modern art.
Yeah, 400-pound Suzuki.
Very surrealist.
Struck a silver BMW that was attempting to make a left-hand turn. And
car
don't
equals ramp.
What model Suzuki, but probably a Gixxer 600.
Must have been going pretty fast to catch that.
In the just right angles and momentum.
Yeah.
It'd take you a while.
Imagine waking up from that concussion and trying to put it together.
Yeah, just laying on the ground, opening your eyes, your bike's hanging from the traffic light.
Woof.
Yeah. Well, anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, there's a short.
It's been a good year, guys. It's been a good run.
Yeah, unless Sleepy says otherwise. This is our 2. So I guess we're done for the year. See ya 2027.
See you on Instagram.
Yeah. All right. See ya next week, couple weeks from now. We'll see.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.